Alright, welcome back to Metal Heroes Review, episode number, excuse me, 88. We're discussing episodes 3 through 6 of Jiraiya. In these episodes, well, when I was watching these episodes, I initially didn't realize, though, I was already at episode 5. I just didn't look at it per se, but I just continued watching episodes. Simply put, in the case of 3, we start off with, get this, we have some training going in the woods, and then we have this new ninja, the prison ninja. Hasarum, well, one point see him praying, and apparently he's a Muslim. Yeah, he's a Muslim. They say he's from Turkey, despite the fact he clearly looks Japanese, not Arab. So, he goes after this guy who's in his cabin, who's carrying a shotgun. I got a shotgun. Yeah, in case you wonder where the heck that's from. That is actually from Resident Evil. I first heard it when I was watching the Fails reviews. Yes. Crap. So, basically, he later stops him, and apparently he's after his green flame. The businessman claims he doesn't really talk about it. Turns out he actually does have it. Hiding in his fish tank, of all places, to hide this damn jewel. How in the world he got it? Not really explained here. And apparently the butterfly ninja is here. Yep, she is here to get it. And she's undercover in this place as a secretary. And, by the way, Jiraiya is informed by this by Ryu, the noble ninja who debuted in episode 1. Yep, she showed up in episode 2, I think it was. And shows up here in 3. And I know she showed up in, let's see if I remember correctly, I believe she did show up in 4. I think 5 and 6. But a few episodes so far. And there's something about her that's revealed in episode 6. So, yeah, it turns out, of course, the Demon Clan, of course, Jiraiya has it, and then the Demon Clan steals, thanks to some bunch of goofiness surrounding, like, oh, let's just drop a building and have a cut by the butterfly ninja, which, by the way, Jiraiya had to climb down this skyscraper in Japan, in Tokyo. I'd say about 10 stories he basically rappelled down. And then this thing managed to drop about 20 stories. And the butterfly ninja just happened to catch it with her hand. Normally put that be impossible. Yes, but it's a show, so. And of course, they have it. So, and then they trick basically the prison ninja. By the way, it's revealed he used to be a prison guard who became a ninja for some reason. And he's a guy, not only he's a Muslim, but apparently he's got white painted skin, wears a mask, and claims he's from Turkey. Yep, despite the fact the actor's clearly Japanese. He also looked like he could have been a wrestler in the 80s. Yeah, based on his size, I'd say he probably could have been a professional wrestler. I don't think a sumo wrestler per se, given his size. No, it's more like a professional wrestler. Yep. So, then pretty much basically, like, then we have this little catnip trap planted by the Demon Clan. Of course, Hesam doesn't know anything about it, and of course, Jiraiya saves his life, and they become allies, and of course, they fight Demon Clan. Of course, he gets back the jewel, gives President like, oh, so I got this, now I can go home. And he took it from a palace of all things. Yes. And that's kind of just episode 3. 4 is, we have a fire ninja show up who is actually 90 years old. Yes, who's clearly tired because of his fire technique. So he managed to turn Toro into a coward. So it's up to Ki to basically be this princess ninja, this white ninja, to basically fight the Demon Clan for a bit until Toro regains his courage, and eventually he does. So as punishment, and of course eventually he does. Eventually as punishment, he does defeat the Fire Ninja, though this actually is a role in a later episode from what I read. So Apparently, according to Key, he says, as punch taking too long, you're going to make my favorite meal when we get home. And of course, Toa's like, sure. Yeah, this is the thing she gets for saving her life. By scolding him and telling him to make her favorite food. What is it? I don't know. In the case of episode number 5, this is interesting. So, we have Turo start out basically where he is meditating in front of whatever shrine basically they have in the dojo, where he then proceeds to take out the Magnus sword, which I'm like, wait, doesn't he have that always on him? Well, apparently it's behind this security wall, and he practices with it. I'm like, wait, hasn't he used this thing for the previous 4 episodes? So he takes the sword out, practices with his Jiraiya suit. His father's happy the fact he's practicing while he take out the sword. Apparently he had a dream, and just used it. Meanwhile, there is a mysterious ninja watching him, who turns to be Crimson Lizard, known as a strange ninja, who then the little boy, who's the little brother, he ends up taking the sword out because apparently he knows how to put it in there and how to take it out. And of course, there's like, no, don't touch it. You have to wait till you're old enough. So he takes it. I think he's a practice, and then all of a sudden it's stolen by Demon Clan. Toro notices basically something is wrong, given the fact that the door. So where it's kept is interesting. So they have to open up this sliding door. They have to touch this mirror, and then the thing opens up, and there's a sword. But there's actually a laser thing in front of it, there's security, and the way to turn it off is to open a piece of the track and press a button. I'm like, that is interesting. That's a really good security method. They did something similar back in episode 1, where they revealed the dry armor by pressing a button on the wall. So it's like, they're basically, he considers himself a modern ninja. Yes, a modern ninja, but the reason like modern ninja could use technology. Yep, so apparently the Crimson Lizard, he wants it so badly. He's like, ooh, look at this pretty sword, I'm gonna get it light up. So the hero thinks his punishment for stealing the sword by trying to commit senpakto. And nobody is stopping him. Though it's pointed out he's using Rusted Blade. And he like, why didn't you hit me? Yell me. It's like, his father's like, yeah, you realize there's something wrong, you apologize for it, but the senpakto thing is completely necessary. It's ritual suicide, what it is. So basically the 3 boys go get the sword, which of course they get it from Ryu, the noble ninja, who does appear in this episode. Yeah, appearing for 3 straight episodes, and then of course she appears in the next episode, which is a little bit more revealed about her. So then they go retrieve it, and of course the lizard's like, why is it light up for me? Well, and then of course, then Toho uses it, and he's like, oh, okay, you can keep that sword, because it's like what I wanted to do. So apparently it's like a bit too soon to find out soon exactly the reason why, so I'll hint to something later on. Next episode's interesting. 6 opens up with a brand new character, the Sound Ninja Uru, where he proceeds to see these, looks like 8 guys who looks like they're practicing karate, and they're just jogging, and he proceeds to use his bamboo flute and beats the crap out of them with it. And then apparently he has power of illusion to cast illusion himself, like, oh, he wants revenge on the dojo because the family murdered his clan. Well, the reason why they did that because they were cruel and they killed people without question. So then, of course, he goes to visit the demon. By the way, in the previous episode, the Crimsons briefly took the Butterfly Ninja hostage, and they had to throw away the sword, purely because Destro did not want to sacrifice his daughter, which shows the fact he's a very good father. Yep. Yeah. I almost forgot to mention that there. So, in the case of this episode, it's like, okay, drawn out. And despite the fact they deal with the Sound Ninja, they have to figure out how they with Ray, and of course, they do find her. Like, oh, potential ally. I didn't say your ally, but basically his job was to protect the Pinko, and her job is use it for good. So that kind of makes them allies. And during the course of the fight, he does notice her eyes glow. And he mentions, it's like the jar in my house. And she's like, what? She seemed very surprised about that. You would think, like, wait, you think the obvious reaction, wait, my eyes glow like a piece of, like an object in your house? But because it's connected to Pinko, there's a possibility that something's more explored here. And they, of course, go through an army of spirit ninjas, like ghost ninjas, throughout this episode. And eventually, of course, Sound Ninja, who actually wear like this bamboo hat, he's able to slice through and supposedly defeat him. And then it's revealed that Ryu and the Spirit Ninja are part of the International Secret Police. What this means is, well, we might explore later on. But that is pretty much the 4 episodes in a nutshell. I'd say of the 4 episodes, like, I'd say I really enjoyed 6. I like that one, and I like 5. 4 felt like a bit weak, except that, oh, we have Kai debuting new form. But we are progressing this series really well, and I don't have more time doing video episode, watching more episodes today, because I thought I would do more, given I got a day off, but yeah, that didn't happen. So, all I'm doing is 6, which is actually not bad. So, presumably tomorrow, maybe I can pass episode 10. That is possible. Oh, and before my break, as of now, I have 30 more episodes left to go before my break. And overall, for the whole series, there are 44 episodes left. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Particular of you. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. I will see you all tomorrow for more Jiraiya, maybe Comic Corner, and Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World. Okay, next video. Bye.